My name is Jacob, and I just quit my job. I would caution you in watching this video in case it makes you do the same thing. I'm going to cover why I decided to do that as well as the transition. Now, it started roughly 4 months ago. I decided I wanted to start a business, so I oriented my entire schedule around starting this business. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I went to bed at 8:30 at night. The entire day I would work, either working on my business or my job. Now, I was growing frustrated because I felt like I wasn't making as much progress as I wanted to make. And I knew the only way to make more progress was to have more time. So one day I'm driving to work and I say, that's it, I'm going to change my schedule. So I sit down, I look at my schedule, and I'm trying to move things around. Get 20 minutes here, 30 minutes here, 10 minutes here. And I'm looking at my schedule and I see this big ass block right in the middle, 12 hours. That's the time it takes me to commute and the time to work. And the thought just pops in my head, quit your job. And it was kind of a joke. I pushed it out. I realized, I can't just quit my job. I have to pay these bills, do this, do that, do that. But it kept coming back. I know it's not smart to quit your job unless you have one lined up, or at least you have some kind of income lined up, but I couldn't shake this feeling that maybe I should quit my job. I asked myself why I work. I realized that the reason I work is the exact same reason that anybody works. It's the reason you work, your parents work, your neighbors work. We all work for the exact same reason. We work to meet our needs. That's it. At a very first principle, the reason you work is to meet your needs. It doesn't matter if you want to work or you have to work, you work to meet your needs. Maslow came up with a theory on why people work. He calls it the hierarchy of needs. The first rung on this pyramid is going to be biological. This is where I was stuck. I woke up, spent my time at work so I could get money, so I could take that money and pay my rent and buy groceries, so I could sustain my life, so I could have more time to spend at work, to buy more groceries, to pay my rent. It just didn't even make sense. This is where I was stuck. The next rung up from that is safety. Some people work because it gives them enough money to stuff their bank account so they have a little bit more certainty. That's it. Other reason people work is going to be belonging, love and belonging. Some people have an incredible community at their jobs, and that's not to be discounted. Some people work for love and belonging. Another reason people work is esteem. Some people work because they feel good about the work they do. Maybe they help people. Maybe they're just the man at their job and they get a ton of admiration. There's a bunch of reasons people can work for esteem, but some people work to meet the need of esteem. The final rung is going to be self-actualization. Some people work because they feel great purpose in their work. And so I did an audit of this. I asked myself, oh man, I'm only working to meet my biological needs. I don't want to live a life where all I do is spend my time trying to spend more time. It doesn't even make sense. And so I thought a little bit harder about quitting my job. I thought a little bit more about my needs and what they were exactly. And I listed them out. I knew exactly what my needs were and how much they cost. And so I realized if I was going to quit my job, I was also going to have to reduce my needs. I was going to have to cut them to a bare minimum. And so I decided to give up my house. I decided to cut back on groceries. I decided to do whatever I possibly could to save money. So I'm moving out in a couple of weeks. I've taken extreme measures to cut down my biological needs because the only way that I can quit my job is if I don't have needs or I have very minimal needs. And so that's what I did. If you want to quit your job, there should be a reason. First, you need to ask yourself why you work. Go ahead, ask yourself. What needs are you meeting? More important question is what needs are going unmet? Do you have a plan? Is there something you want to do with your life that would help you ascend the pyramid? Do you have a plan? What's required for you to execute that plan? If you feel as though your needs are going unmet, if you have a plan, then you're in the wrong place and you need to make a change. The smart way to do it is to cut your needs down as low as they possibly can, your biological needs. You may need to spend less money at the grocery store. You may need to get rid of your house, sleep on your brother's couch. Whatever you have to do, you have to cut your needs. And then you need to be smart. You need to put as much cash in the reserves as you possibly can. And then you analyze, how much time do I have with the amount of cash I have? You make a decision. You either decide that you're going to be somebody who spends their entire life working for other people to help other people ascend this ladder, and you're stuck at one level, or you're going to be the kind of person that takes tremendous risk so they can find a way to the top. What kind of individual are you? Why'd you click on this video? I'm sure you clicked on this video because one of your needs are unmet. There is a way to hit those. You need to be smart. The reason I quit my job is the exact same reason you're going to quit your job, because your needs aren't unmet. I wish you good luck in this journey.